As a floating orb, I've seen it all. From the toughest murder cases to missing persons, I've always been one step ahead of the game. I am the best detective in the force, with a reputation for solving the hardest cases. But this one's different. It started when a mysterious woman entered my office, her eyes filled with tears, her voice shaking as she told me about the murder of her friend. I took the case, of course. I couldn't resist the challenge. I couldn't resist the opportunity to prove I was still the best. I headed down to the crime scene, ready to piece together the clues and bring the killer to justice. But as I stood there, surrounded by broken bottles and splattered blood, I felt my confidence start to falter. There was something about this case that I just couldn't shake, something that was just out of reach. So I did what I always do when I'm stuck. I hit my favorite bar, a dimly lit joint that always manages to soothe my troubled soul. But as I took my first sip of my usual drink, I realized something that stopped me in my tracks. The bottles at the crime scene, the ones that had been shattered in the struggle, they were the same as the one I was somehow drinking as a floating orb. And then it hit me. My partner, a fellow floating orb, was the only other person I knew who drank that brand. Could it be that the killer was someone I trusted? Someone I thought of as a friend? The thought of it made my metaphorical skin crawl. I don't have skin, but I already knew the truth. I knew he was responsible for the death of that innocent woman. So, I acted quickly, without hesitation. I couldn't let another life be taken, not on my watch. And as I watched the light fade from my partner's orb, I realized that justice had been served. But at what cost? As I sit here now, surrounded by the remnants of that fateful night, I can't help but feel a sense of emptiness. I've solved the case, but at what cost to my own soul? I thought I was the best floating orb detective on the force, but now I'm not so sure. So I sit here in the darkness, nursing my drink and pondering the weight of my actions. Because being the best on the force doesn't mean you're immune to the consequences of your choices. For now, I'm waiting for another case to cross my desk, another chance to prove I am the best floating orb detective in the line.